What's going on,
What's up,
everybody?
everybody? It's another episode of the NFC East Show. And we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and of course, Roku TV off of the Northeast Streaming Sports Network.
Please go download it. You'll love what you see.
Absolutely.
Right.
We look better. We look better when we're on the big screen. So,
Facts.
anyways, go ahead. Lead it off.
I gotta just get this out of my chest. And I say this respectfully, True Blue. And not you, but a lot of Cowboy fans. They brought out their broom, because they swept the division. Well, I'm bringing out my couch, and you are more than welcome. And the Cowboy fan base and the Eagles, although the Eagles, you guys went against Tampa, that wasn't fair. But you guys are more than welcome to join me on the couch for the rest of the playoffs. I'll make the burgers and the brats, but just I'm gonna let you all know something. When I have a cookout, if you don't bring nothing, you don't eat nothing. So I'm just saying.
It's a good thing I'm a drinker.
I'm good at making some brownies, but
Roger, I will not try those brownies. Okay.
Don't eat the brownies.
Noted.
So, anyways, we had a good start to the playoffs. It was the first on that Saturday. Watch the Bengals and the Raiders. You figured, that was a pretty good game. Even the one on Saturday night, was, fun to watch the Belichick lose like that.
Yeah,
really well.
Oh, yeah, it was cold. It was, what was it, -9 or something like that?
That might have been the real feel, but it was actually
the real
6
feel, yeah.
degrees. 6 degrees.
Yeah.
And then Sunday started, and I tell you, it was initially tough to watch.
Right. Yeah.
It was initially it was really hard to get into that game. They won the toss, and then for the next 5 minutes after that, Tampa Bay took over the game, and then we had 3 and out, and then they went down the field again, and after 11 minutes into the game, it was 14-0.
Yeah,
and
just kept going from there, huh?
Yep.
Well, the defense was able to figure it out a little bit, but the offense just couldn't sustain anything.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it started. When it's 31-0, and the other team just lets up a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's how that first touchdown scored. The defense quit on the play. So
when I got to the stadium, and I was getting. Notice, I'm going to say this. I was getting Nick his first hot dog. Man, that boy could eat. It was already I think it was 7. Was it 4? It was 7. Was it 17-0?
It was 17-0 at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I looked up, and I'm like, oh, and I was going to text you. I was going to be like, oh, are you still there?
Of course,
I was. Yeah, I knew what the answer would be. And
it's interesting that you saw it at 17-0. Because that was the halftime score. That was the halftime score.
Was it? Yeah. Because when I got there, I don't remember if it was in the third quarter or the end of the second. But I was going to text you and I was going to say, "Are you still there?" But I knew what it was. I knew what the answer was going to be, and I was like, "Damn!" And I was afraid it was going to be like Buffalo and
New England.
New England, yeah.
That was. I've never seen a game like that. Every time
Josh
they got the
Allen,
ball, they just scored.
Yeah, Josh Allen was just on fire. Everything he touched, it was just going to where it needed to go.
Yeah, they could do no wrong that game.
They could do no wrong. We could do a lot of wrong.
Right.
They couldn't do no wrong.
So
I'm going to tell you. Yeah, this weekend was really rough, and I knew what was coming down, and I knew how it was going to be, and I knew how it was going to be played out, and I knew our offensive play calling was going to be what it was, which was horrible grade A trash. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart out to all my Cowboy fellow fans that our offensive play calling was trash. From the first play out the door to the very last play, they both matched equally. Garbage. Both of them.
Now, in the beginning, I understand why the Cowboys deferred to the second half. I get that. I know why they did.
I always want the ball the second half.
Yeah, I'm like that too. However, that first possession, they just drove down the field. The Niners did exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
and they did what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
and they scored.
Yeah, and I'm talking in the Cowboys' first drive. First down, pass. Second down, loss of 3. Third down and long, trying to make that up, and you go for another incomplete pass, and it's punt from your own 10-yard line. You can't do that in this game. You can't do that in the playoffs, and you surely as hell shouldn't be doing that as an NFL team.
I agree, but I want to go backwards for a quick second. On something that you said specifically, that you always want the ball first in the second half. You're always deferring?
Yes.
Yeah, when I play Madden, yeah.
Well, when you're playing Madden and you're talking for your team, you want to defer. I felt like specifically in my game, since we're talking about this, in the Eagles game, they won the toss and they deferred, and I didn't want them to defer. I wanted to get the ball first. Because we were going up against Tom Brady, I did not want to have him have the ball for the first few minutes of the game. I wanted him to foam at the mouth a little bit. And the longer the drive would have been, the better off it would have been for us. And I feel
the anticipation.
The fact that they went down in the first 5 minutes of the game, because the kick was a touchback. So, for the first 5 minutes of the game, he just dissected us for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And now you're down. They got 10 minutes left in the first quarter. It's the first time you're getting the ball, and it's 7-0 against the best player that ever played the game in quarterback.
Right.
So how do you you already are at a bad mindset. So I felt like that we should have taken the initial kickoff, and gotten the ball.
And the way I look at it is just like the Kansas City game when we deferred, or no, we accepted the ball. We accepted the ball to go driving, and then what do? We got the crowd right into it. So it depends on what stadium you're playing at. You can either get your crowd into it, you can get your defense going. And yeah, I do agree. You're as far as your philosophy for your team, yeah, that might have worked. For my side, it was what it was. Our defense was playing better all year than our offense, so that's the reason we did what we did. But the play calling was just horrific.
Well, was it the play calling or the execution?
It was the play calling.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, when my best receiver or one of my best receivers gets one pass thrown to him, number 88, CD Lamb, I've got issues.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, what I saw, Dak was not getting any time.
Yeah.
That offensive line did not look like the Dallas Cowboy offensive line.
Well, you have to give credit where credit was due. San Francisco was just bullying them around.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you had a 4-man front rushing this whole game. You didn't take the opportunities for our wide receivers to make plays based on the coverages that were put in front of them. That's a big ordeal. And I'm glad Troy Aikman came out and said the exact same thing I was thinking the whole dang time I was there was, why are we not throwing it to our receivers when they're in one-on-one? It makes no sense. Why am I only giving a guy who's one of our breakout players and running back 4 rushing opportunities with Tony Pollard? Why? He's a breakout back. He's got it going. And then
Was he
What
hurt?
really was a gut shot was now hearing that Ezekiel Elliott was playing with a torn PCL.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah.
For how many weeks?
To hear that today, or was it yesterday? But either way, I'm going to tell you this. Apparently, it happened in week 4 against Carolina.
I was going to say he's been playing on a bad knee all season. So
I'm gonna tell you this: if the Dallas Cowboys knew about this, shame on them. If Ezekiel Elliott knew about this injury and did what he did, shame on him. He shouldn't have done that. And I'm not saying it that I understand he wants to play. I understand he wants the opportunity, but you also affect your future in playing for the Dallas Cowboys. I know they said he's going to recover and he's going to come back, but whatever.
Sort of makes that last game where he had to rush for 87 yards against the Eagles when everybody else was sitting seem a little ridiculous now, doesn't it?
That's right. It really does. And that's why I'm saying a torn PCL. I understand it's not your ACL and I understand it's not your MCL, but it is a ligament in your knee and you have no business being out.
And you're not 100%.
You can not 100%. If you're not 100%, you should not be going. I understand. I totally get it. You man up. And then Tony Pollard with the foot issue. Okay, well, give Clemens some opportunities. I understand the contract situation. I understand the money situation. But if you're playing with a torn PCL and you know about it, it's not good. It's not good for the team.
I can tell you when Dallas came to FedEx that I had a buddy that actually saw Ezekiel entering the hotel and said that he was limping pretty bad. So
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So wait. So he was playing with this through the whole season, or
since week 4 apparently?
Week 4, yeah.
Wow.
Since the Carolina game.
Wow. Okay.
And again, it's you have, if you're not 100%, you can't. If you're not 90%, you're at a position where that is your credibility right there, and your legs are your credibility as a running back.
Right.
Now I'm looking back at everything else now that I've known about that, and I've seen it, and I've been telling you guys, it just doesn't have the same step, and now we know why he doesn't have that same step.
I want to pause for a sec. I got to say that
week 4 it happened is when they say it happened, and it couldn't get any worse. Was that the reason why he decided to play?
I don't know. I don't know the outcome of that, but again,
what does a PCL do?
It's in your knee. It's not. That's.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about this and saying that he shouldn't have played, but he played with it all season long. If he had an ACL or an MCL, he wouldn't have been able to play. But a PCL, I've never even heard of it before.
Yeah,
a posterior cruciate ligament. So it's at the very outside. Is it what holds it all together? Like that seems a little funny to me. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's one of the outside, and what it does is tend to swell the knee up. So that's again why he's wearing the brace. He's wearing the brace the whole game and the rest of the season from week 5 on out.
So, but I mean, the brace. I mean, obviously the brace is going to hamper him a little bit, but I mean, is that the reason why he decided to still go out there? Like, I mean, obviously he was playing and they used him.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Hey, it's just like when we're sick or we have an injury, we're going to go out there and we're going to work. But see, we're not running. We're not out on the field. We're not taking hits. We can do that kind of thing. I just don't see an athlete who's hurt trying to do this, especially that type of injury. I understand it's not as crucial as the ACL, the MCL. But again, I didn't even see it's going to be one of those situations again where exactly like Tom Brady had that injury all year, didn't report it. The NFL comes back and finds him. I think that's going to be the same thing because he wasn't placed as questionable. He wasn't placed on the injury report. And then you come out and you say that you have a torn PCL after the postseason. And
the team knew. I mean, there's no way the team does not know what's wrong with their. I mean, one of the highest paying players on the team.
I mean, I saw a couple of times where it was questionable, you know, but I didn't see it the rest of I didn't see it every game that Zeke was questionable in this game, which means that injury report didn't get submitted. That's what I'm fearful of.
Okay, I do want to shift gears real quick. I gotta mention this. I gotta put this out there in the universe. And I'm even gonna I'm gonna call out some Giant fans. I know there's a big Giant fan following in Dallas, and I know that a lot of Giant fans, when we're winning, I know they travel well. I know they travel well. And I say that because when my son and I, where we sat, and my wife even said the same thing where the girls sat, there was a sea of red.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say it had to been not 50-50, but maybe 40-60
Yeah.
49ers. They traveled. They traveled.
Well, I'm gonna. I don't know. I'll see some ticket sales. I don't think it was that severe. They were loud.
Well, I'll say where I was sitting, and I'm because I was
Well,
sitting on the
of
visitor
course,
side.
you're on the visitor side.
I was
Yeah.
right. I was on the visitors, and from the middle of the goalpost up into the other side of the middle of the goalpost, and then
Yeah.
there was some sprinkle in the home side as well. I'm like, dang, and I say that because when I was there for the Giants game, granted, I think we were 0-4 at that time. No, 1-4 because we beat New Orleans the week prior. We were like sprinkled. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, there was quite a few of Giant fans around me, but not like the 49er fans.
Yeah, it's a big, and then shout out to the Miller Lite cam. You'll be able to see that here pretty soon. So when you get it, you'll be able to actually see how many fans are in there.
Okay.
There for the Miller Lite cam. You'll
Right, and then you'll see where I'm sitting.
Yep.
I'm like sitting with a lot of Niner fans, and then there was some Cowboy fans to my left as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's postseason and everybody's traveling. I get it.
Oh, wait, you brought up a good point. It is postseason.
Yeah.
That is a little more than regular season.
I can tell you on what was it on Fox? I mean, they definitely showed a lot of Niners fans, and it looked more like Sneaky said, 60-40.
Yeah, and from what I was seeing, I mean, I don't think it was that. But you know, when it's white out Sunday and then you're wearing different colors,
right?
And then
yeah,
you still
I got the email, but I just didn't know the assignment.
Yeah, it's just one of those. You know, all week everybody's posting from the last game in San Francisco a couple of years ago, which I was at, and we blew them out. I'm like, man, this is a different team.
Yeah.
I said, we're playing Garoppolo. We're playing, 1-9. These kids are good, man. Don't be showing that old stuff. That ain't gonna help nobody.
Yeah.
And no, everybody was like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And again, I get it, and I want everybody to be pumped up about it. But the thing is who's calling the plays, and that's what it comes down to. Because
do you feel that they were ill prepared?
Huh?
Do you feel ill prepared?
Offensively, yes.
I mean, this is guy. Was he going on interviews or something? Was he expecting the interviews?
Yes, he had
taking the
2
phone
interviews.
calls? Was that the problem?
Yes, he was taking the interviews. He did 2 interviews. He's been taking the phone calls. He's actually got more coming his way. And again, you take your focus off the eye on the prize, you're going to get paid, and that's what happened. I don't care if the situation is 2 minutes of a phone call. You get the excitement of having a head coaching position. You take your focus off. You're going to study for your exam. You're going to do what you have to try and get that opportunity to make more money. And I get it. But as a coach and as an owner, you have to say, nope, not until the season's done.
Well,
I also hear that the Giants are going to be talking to
Dan Quinn. Yeah. And see, Dan Quinn, that's why we made the adjustments, and we made the adjustments turn around. I mean, you look at the first half, compared to the second half, we held San Francisco like we should have.
Yeah,
Our
defense
offense
played a
didn't
lot
score
better.
like we should have.
Yeah.
We came out and made the second half adjustments. We stopped them where we needed to stop them. They were trying to run the same plays, but we held them up. The defense did their job, and I give much credit to Dan Quinn. He made those adjustments. Offensively, we didn't. We just did not make any adjustments at all.
So I gotta give a quick shout out to Authentic. He posted on. Um, he's saying that they could not stop the run.
Yeah, 100 some
Right.
yards
Yeah,
in the first half.
Yeah.
they couldn't stop the run.
Are you
Debo
sure
was
it had
running all over
nothing?
him.
Are you sure it had nothing to do with this?
I think, yeah, I think intimidation.
Yeah, I mean, because it could have all been involved because of that alone, or this side.
that was the end. I had to wait on that one.
So it was just
I
a one side. I mean, I guess when you're staring that down, that's
Well,
damn, Sneaky G doesn't like us.
as Mr. Jones puts it, even Sneaky G's money's green.
Facts.
That is true.
And I'll tell you, I would do it again if I knew that it was going to be a good game, and I just felt the 49ers had a little more to offer because and I got to be fair, as a Cowboys fan, there had to be some worry because this season, and I looked at the schedule, you guys weren't challenged. There was no winning team that you guys played against. I mean, because you lost to the Raiders, you lost to Tampa, you lost that game with the Cardinals. Sure, you swept the division. Okay, good on you. But again, when you played Philly again, they sat their players. Although you beat them when they were down in Dallas, right? It was just and you beat the Chargers. Okay, so Authentic say Chargers. But at the time, the Chargers were 1-1. They didn't have a winning record when you play them. So, if I was a Giants fan in your situation, I would have been a little worried.
I was not worried. What I was anticipating is what I saw Sunday was that the offense was going to just let us down, and the play calling was going to let us down. And the first series that we had, like I said, pass on first down, okay, lose 3 yards on. Yeah, you see, even my buddy Lloyd Willer right there, Big Will, he knows.
But the Chargers and the Patriots did not have winning records when you played them.
No,
that's the point I'm trying to make. They're playoff teams now, but when you played them, they weren't what they were. So
yeah, exactly.
And y'all couldn't stop Debo.
No.
Lloyd
Chargers were 1-1. If I'm not mistaken,
they were.
Oh no, they were because they were 1-2 after the game.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was. It's always been the offensive play calling all year long that I've been worried about.
Wait a minute.
Now you may not have to worry about it because hopefully he'll get picked up as a head coach. I'm trying to think the same way with the Eagles, hoping, first off, I will say this, that game showed the difference between what a playoff team should look like and where we're at.
Shit, yeah.
So, and that's exactly how I felt about that game. That we were outmatched and outclassed all the way around. So I did have somebody post this a little bit earlier. I said the Eagles were never really poised for a long playoff run because I put that in the post. I really was just saying, hey, we were hoping better than what happened.
Oh yeah, I mean, any given Sunday.
Right, exactly.
Saturday or Monday.
But realistically,
yeah.
So I'm going to go off of what Jonathan says here, that we beat crap teams to get there and that you guys are underachievers. The truth of the matter is...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, though, is that we beat crap teams, but we were the best team in the NFL to beat crap teams. We only lost to teams with winning records. So The only
Yeah.
game that we lost to a crap team that the NFL considers is the Giants.
Yeah.
So because they're a crap team.
I do stand
And
corrected. Uh, Chargers were 1-0 because it was week 2 when
Yeah.
Dallas
Week
played
2.
them. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I did stand corrected.
Yeah,
So.
it's always been the offensive play calling I've been worried about since well, let me see, we're here at 18. When Linehan went out, he was the understudy. Kellen Moore was the understudy of Linehan, and all I saw was Linehan 2.0. That's all you can see in the play calling. That's all you can see in the plays is Linehan 2.0. Fans have now seen it. They know they've been exposed. Will he get another job opportunity somewhere else? I hope so. I hope we bring somebody else in because it's just not.
So wait. Are you already? You're done with Kellen Moore already?
I've been done with Kellen Moore for the past 2 years.
Oh wow!
I never thought he should have been the person to be in there from the get-go.
So I want to pose a question to you three. Okay. So last year, Dak had that horrific injury. And you had Dalton and who's that other cat that you guys had?
Oh, the Philly sports guy's favorite name that he likes to say.
DiNucci,
yes. Okay, so you guys had Dalton and DiNucci filling in for Dak last year.
Yep.
The result was 6-10 record, correct?
Yep.
So when we beat Philly in New York, we were 4-7.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, at that time we were in the hunt for the playoffs.
I remember.
Oh, and Gilbert. Did Gilbert play last year as well?
No.
No. Okay, I don't. Of course, I'm not sure myself.
No,
Anyway.
actually, he did after. No, I'm thinking the year before.
Okay, I have to look, but let me just finish my thought. The reason why I bring that up is, again, after Jones, so we fired Garrett after Tampa, we beat Philly, we find out Jones is hurt, and it ended up being season ending, and we had Mike Glennon and Fromm. The point I'm trying to make, yes, teams were going to beat us, which they did. We didn't win another game all season. Is that even worth bragging about? I mean, I think that's the point. That's the question I have.
What part brag about what?
Well, I mean, the fact that
you
guys beat us again, the football. I mean, all three of you guys, you beat us again.
I've never been.
You beat us when, and I know you don't brag. I'm just saying generally because I know you guys don't really. We don't we give each other a razzing, but not like what I receive on TikTok. But the point I'm trying to make is we did not have a quarterback.
Right. Correct.
And I'm getting, the backlash of us having an inept quarterback too for the whole season. So I mean, I can say this: when we beat you guys at the end of the season, was I happy we won? Yes. We almost lost it because of that fumble, right? But he recovered it because he sat on it.
I'm gonna throw our other buddy who's also a Washington fan by the name of Chris Bryant. Remember last year when he was posting his sweep over the Cowboys? It was the same scenario,
right?
It's exactly what you were talking about, and see that's exactly we as fans, we all know we want to beat up each other's, teams as bad as possible. And then you've got the memes that come out, and then all of a sudden you've got the hate that comes out when it doesn't go your way.
Right.
You are correct. I've beating the Giants this year was great. Is it something for me to brag about? No. It's nowhere near for me to brag about. Again, our offensive play calling was just horrendous. When we went into Washington, that last game, we had that lead, but you know what? Look what happened. We gave it up. Washington almost came back. They're a good football team. They had some injuries, everything to deal with. Did I brag about? Nope. Didn't want to brag about that. I think the only game in the NFC East I had fun, real fun, was Week 3 against Philly when the game started getting going, when it was tight there in the first half. But I mean, even then, after we scored as many, I loved it. But did I want to brag? No, because I knew what my offense was not doing on the field.
Well, you would have had a lot of fun that Sunday night.
Well, and
56-14.
well, and even maybe at our game too, but it wouldn't have mattered because,
Yeah.
like I said, you get it when like you don't have to say, "Hey, oh," because I heard from all the other Cowboys fans that like, "Hey, oh well, we had our second stringers in too." No, you didn't really. So it is what it is.
No, we
But
didn't, and that's the thing. We'll find out after the season's over. We'll find out in the shifts and changes from all the teams who's going to be hired, who's going to be fired,
Yeah.
who's going to move on. That's going to be the interesting thing. Do I want, some of my coaches gone? Of course. Do I want some of them to stay? Of course. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Nobody knows. But it's going to be very interesting because we got to build off of what we have.
I do want to say today, for the Giants, Ryan Poles has he completed his second interview with the Giants. He is the one I'm rooting for. I think that I believe he will bring a new flavor and a new perspective because he just came off of a Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl loss.
Yeah.
From the Chiefs. So I believe that he will, I think, reinnovate the Giant front office and make some much needed changes. But again, that's just my opinion. I did campaign for him a little bit on Instagram, and
do you think he brings the enemy with him?
I don't think the enemy. I would like to see Flores. I would like to see the Miami, the former Miami football coach over there. I think the enemy.
what are your thoughts on the fact? Because I mean, I hear around here a lot about Doug Peterson.
I heard about that too, and I hope to God that's speculation. I hope to God he does not.
I'm still thinking Chicago.
Yeah, I was here in Chicago too.
Do with Nick Foles again.
Yeah, I remember we all called the Chicago Bears. Philly was the first guy to call it out with the Chicago Bears, and then we thought it was going to happen during the season. Well, it happened after. I think that's why we haven't seen or heard too many interviews about the Chicago Bears, but I think it's coming. And there was an interesting layoff was Ken Norton from Seattle.
Yeah, they just didn't. They're parting ways. Did they lay him off, or they just didn't renew his contract?
Either or.
Okay.
And I'm wondering. I can see that. I can see. I'm not going to say based on the history, but based on the history of working with Dan Quinn. If Dan Quinn's still around, I believe Ken Norton could come back home to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean he was there,
and that could be a big jumpstart for our defense. So
he still tapes his fingers up before the game as a coordinator or assistant coach.
Well, yeah, he still because he punches people.
Old habits are hard to break, I guess.
That's it.
Well, you better watch him because he'll get fined $50,000 if he hits somebody in the helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff. But it's going to be pretty fun seeing everything that goes down as soon as this season's over. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I do read my news and I still watch, but I'm not as ambitious. I follow my feeds. I follow my Cowboys news. I follow everything else, but I'm just not. It's still over the angst of losing this game the way we lost it. Yeah, I can't watch my shows anymore. Not at least for another 2 weeks to cool down.
When we were last in the playoffs, I did not watch ESPN Sports Center for that whole week because I know they were going to show that Hail Mary that Rodgers threw. Matter of fact, I didn't when that Deshaun Jackson kick return for a punt for that comeback. Yeah, I refused to watch Sports Center for that week because I did not want to see that.
But they still show it all the time.
Well, yeah, then I changed the channel. And then when I see it, I'm like,
Well,
really? That's
see,
so old. Why'd they bring that up?
well, see, look. You had some great teams win this weekend. What have they been talking for the last 3 days? The Dallas
The Dallas
Cowboys.
Cow.
The
Well,
Dallas
I don't know if
Cowboys,
it was.
the
It was the Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys and also the Dallas Cowboy fan base.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp ripped you guys
Oh,
like
Yeah.
hard.
Stephen
Oh,
A.
of
Smith
course.
loves to
Hard.
hate on the Cowboys.
Of course.
Uh,
What I always say? What I always say? When you're at a football game, you never show your emotion
Yep.
towards a negative light,
Yep.
and you never hold your cell phone.
Yep.
Those are the two things, because there's cameras willing and
Waiting for you. Waiting for you.
And,
well,
and
apparently, nope.
That's why.
Someone said they saw my posters on TV, and I'm like, oh, let me see that clip, but I haven't. I haven't got that.
No,
clip.
it's a lot. It was a lot of fun this year, and I have to
You
thank.
mean these posters?
Yes,
That
yes.
one?
Yeah.
Or this
Can I?
one?
May I take a minute? I just want to take 60, maybe less than 60 seconds, and I want to clear something up. So, the last 72 hours since the game has been very unique for me, and I'll take it as it comes, because when you put yourself out there, you're going to get some positive and some negative energy. So I say that, and I want to clear something up. I am not a Dallas Cowboy fan in any way, shape, or form. That's the first thing. Second thing, shout out Young K. I'm gonna give you a shout out. He posted a photo with me with a Dallas Cowboy hat on. I lost a bet. And I had to sign. I had in that. I had to do a TikTok. It was with an old friend of mine, Mikey. I shouldn't say his last. Mikey, shout out. He's in Arizona still. I had to wear the hat and say I was wrong, and then I had to sign the hat and mail it to him. I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm 30 minutes away from AT&T Stadium. This weekend, for myself, my son, and actually Nick is the one that wanted. Nick's the one that asked. He's like, "Are we going to game?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do you want to go?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, we're going to go."
In Rome.
We had an opportunity for the first time in our lives see an NFL playoff game. Of course, obviously with the signs, Philly, if you can, please. I don't think people have seen those yet. I went there in hopes. Sorry, True Blue.
So your
see
60
them
seconds
lose.
was up like 3 minutes ago. Come on, hurry up. Let's
I'm
bring it
sorry.
to a point.
Okay. Well, the point is, I'm not a fan. I know some Dallas Cowboy fans wish I was, but no, I'm sorry. I'm already taken. Okay. Now we can.
Now, have you learned your lesson about betting?
No. No.
You can bet. You just don't want to make bets that people are going to have photos and documentation of you wearing other people's hats.
Oh, and that was the complete understanding of the bet. I honestly believe that we were going to beat you guys, and had Mike Glennon did not come in, I believe, and Saquon. I mean, when I saw Saquon get anyway. Let me stop. Let's
whatever else, and it's like, you had 4 wins, right? This season?
Yes, we have the same amount of wins this year that the Dallas Cowboys have in playoff wins since '97. Yes.
Gotcha. And for the last 2 seasons, you have what? 10 wins, right?
Yes.
Combined.
3 seasons, what were it? 13 wins? 14 wins?
Look, we're trash. Okay, is that? I'll say that.
I was getting somewhere. Yeah, I was trying to get somewhere.
That's why we're taking our time looking for a GM, and then we'll be taking our time looking for a head coach. That's why the 2 main guys are gone, because we sucked. We've had 3 coaches in the last 6 years.
Well,
we're treating our coaches like iPhones.
It's going to be. It's always been the opportune, the the draft and everything else. So we'll see this draft on exactly, because you guys need somebody before the draft, which I think it will happen. Of course, we'll do great again. Of course.
When is the question there?
I don't know, True Blue. You guys have a lot of free agency
21
signings. That's going to
21,
be
22.
Uh,
I believe I believe most of will get signed. We'll take care and hash out. I think some people are also gone.
Yeah,
due to the financial situation.
I can tell you, Dak is going to restructure his contract.
Oh,
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
and
well,
Zeke
is Zeke going to
yeah.
get dropped? I think Zeke is no longer a Cowboy.
He might. There's a I could see him getting cut.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things, and I'm not. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to do. I'll let the Cowboys deal with what they've got to deal with, and I'll just
right. Well, and that's all we're doing is speculating.
I'll just take the news as it comes per se.
I mean, the way Pollard stepped it up this year. I mean,
amazing.
Makes Zeke a little expensible.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
So that's the thing.
I want to go to if they drop Zeke, do you think they'll get a running back in the first round?
No.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask that. That's all.
No, that's not going to happen. I've been doing some grading and stuff like that, getting ready for this draft already, looking at some college insight. So that's usually what I do from the postseason on to draft day, to see who's who and what's out there. And as high as a pick we've got in the 23rd pick of this coming draft, it'll be fun.
Yeah, because we get our 15th, 16th, and 19th pick, and that's after number 4 and 5 over there. When do you guys pick? Like 13?
11.
Washington?
11.
11?
Yeah, we got 5 and 7 this year.
So wow, we've got 5, 6
draft picks before yours.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Amazing.
And I'm going to say this: if the new GM, I don't care who it is, if they don't select a offensive lineman and a defensive rusher, he's already on our bad graces. I mean, I can tell you that right now.
I heard Adam Gase is on the radar.
Adam Gase? No. God, no.
No, I'm just messing with you guys.
So, anyways, where Sneaky said the last couple days of his has been a little strange. I have actually had a similar situation with me. Of course, I always have great sound bites for the wrong reasons. This is like something that went viral. It's actually the sound is the most viral sound on TikTok right now. I'm going to play the video. This was actually a conglomeration of 2 videos put into one, and this is the viral sound on TikTok.
Hey, we down by 17, but I didn't hear no bell. This game ain't over yet. So the season is over.
So literally the first 5 seconds of each video and made that. This video right now, the sound is now being used by a bunch of other people, and they're making videos off of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's had 600 videos made off of it. I got one for you.
Hey, we down by 17, but I didn't hear no bell. This game ain't over yet. So the season is over.
Hey, Philly sports guy has never looked sexier in my life.
Right? Right? You don't look like you're fine looking.
Why do you think I chose that? I chose that for 2 reasons. She was hot, and she was talking, and she was bagging on the Cowboys with my voice.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been kind of comical because I've had a big surge of people that are now following me because they wanted to hear the entire video. They wanted to see what the context of the videos. Yeah. Because I really was, because it was both in like both sides of that, where it was just like, hey, we still got a chance to win this game. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
They're walking out.
We didn't do it.
Our season is yeah.
Well, see, that's the funny part, Philly, is that I've got people asking me, hey man, why don't you record more of your audio at the game saying, you know, insight to the game that you're winning, da 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 da. And I think that they're going to, you know, find out what just happened right there. What you're talking about is why I don't do that.
Well, and I mean, I do. You know, when you put yourself out there all the time
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
world to see, the world sees exactly when. Like I said, some kid made this. Like he made that video. I made the two big videos. He made the one video where it has both sides of me, and it was. It like I said, it's been viewed. Like 3.5 million times now just
That's
on
phenomenal.
TikTok alone. So, you know,
That's funny.
And
Which-
pork
I'm
rind.
the same. I'm the
You're-
same way as you are, True. Like I don't pull out my phone during a game. I learned from the first season that I had season tickets. Every time I'd be on the phone in between, like I'm thinking it's a commercial break. Nope. Find that picture later on the internet.
Yeah, well, it'll be your buddy taking that picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you actually had that good posting of us on TikTok
I did.
of all of us being on the couch. I like that, and I should have forwarded or whatnot with all four of us. But
you know what? I tried to find it again. I couldn't find it really quickly to try to put it up there. But
Okay, he did put it in
That
our
was-
chat.
yeah, I knew I couldn't find it somewhere because I didn't save it. I know I saw it. I couldn't figure out where I saw it.
I need a recliner, not a couch.
No, you get the couch. You get the couch. You had a broom. Now you get a couch.
At
That's
least
Uh,
it's better than a wooden chair.
yeah,
That's
right,
true.
yeah. I will say that apparently, the good thing about Cowboy fans is that they are worried about my weight, which is very thoughtful of them.
Man, they're attacking you, bro.
So many of them saying that I'm fat. I didn't know that, but I can still see my feet, just so you guys know. And that I need to lose weight. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. And now I know. Now I can't say I don't know that I'm fat or I need to lose weight. At this time, at
what
least,
bothers me about that is that they're straight out bullying. They're straight out bullying because they are angry about the fact that there's no other way to respond to that.
right. And the fact that
Yeah,
they
and that's just only reason why I mention this is because like going into Tampa Bay Stadium, I had somebody headbutt me, which is why you saw a little bit of
I
a
saw that. Yeah.
missing
Oh, the
green
paint.
spot.
right.
They just all they did was take off some paint, but they wanted to fight me. And it was just like, I'm like, really?
Really?
You want to fight me? You want to fight me? That's what you want to do? All right.
Wow.
First off,
I
you better
believe it.
pack a lunch. Second off, just keep on walking because we want to watch the game, right? You want to watch the game, and then you don't want me
Right.
to kick your ass. So beyond that, whatever. You know what I mean? And then he can do whatever he wants to do to try to intimidate me and puff his chest up as best as possible. But for the most part, I already know I'm watching the game. I ain't going to deal with you. All right,
Right,
so
exactly.
keep on walking.
I did have a strange encounter with some Cowboy fans. They walked past us, and I'll be fair. When I walked, when Nick is on, and again, Nick had a total of like 4 hot dogs. I'm going to put that out there. Damn,
for
that
each
boy
quarter?
could eat.
They're good.
We're heading over to get him another. I think it was like the 3rd or the 4th hot dog, or both. And the Cowboy fan, 2 of them walked by. They're like, Giants. You guys haven't been irrelevant in like 6 years. Okay, you haven't won a Super Bowl in 27 years. Yeah, but we're irrelevant. No, you're not. You're one and done. Win the Super Bowl first, then come holler at me. I'm like, if they would have walked past me and didn't say nothing, I'd have been good.
Yeah.
But and a lot, of course, when they saw the sign, the 20 other people, when they saw that sign, and they try to come at me, yeah. Now I do get it. Come at me, bro, because I have a sign, 27 years accounting, but I still defend mine.
And
still defend
here's the funny thing of this season. Out of all of us, I'm the one that gets slandered.
Yeah.
So actually, I mean, but not all the
Yeah.
time, because I get slandered all the time as well.
Well, I think he's talking about the thing.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about that thing.
The post.
Well, yeah, but they removed it. So what post, as far as I'm concerned?
Yeah.
But I yelled out. They were so TJ Edwards got hurt in the game, and a couple of Saints fans were taunting him as he was going out. And I'm like, hold on, he's hurt. Are you making fun of something that he's hurt? Like I'm starting to yell at the guys that are taunting
Uh-huh.
the guy,
Man.
Edwards as he's going in, and I start yelling. And next thing you know, the whole section is now yelling at me, and I'm yelling back at the section. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like, well, there I did my job. But I mean, first off, all the things that they were saying, because I mean, really, I mean, he's not saying any like whatever he's going to say to TJ Edwards is not going to matter at all to TJ
Right.
Edwards. You know what I mean?
Correct. But just the
I
audacity to yell at somebody that's injured.
Hurt.
That's
Yeah.
injured, right? That's
Billy,
what I
did-
said.
Did you
And
post that
karma.
on TikTok? Did you post that on TikTok or Instagram?
I did not.
Then
So
it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Well, that's because
No,
you
I'm
can't
kidding.
have the camera until I have the camera next to me all the time, and I'm paying for an extra seat for a camera to come with me.
Right.
It's not going to happen that way. So it's weird that you say that because I mean, so it's the end of the season now. So I went on to AP and images, Getty Images, to see our pictures. There's a lot of pictures of us, of you, Pork Rind, and you, True Blue. I mean, there's, I downloaded 40 of mine. You know what I mean? And these are of course, they got the little symbol that says Getty Images and stuff like that, and they cost $500. Yeah, I'm like, damn,
Right.
$500. Well, I don't see any of that.
Right.
So,
So I guess I haven't made it yet. I still have a lot of work to do.
well,
Sounds
you haven't
accepted.
gone to a lot of games. That's the thing. Somebody actually took the picture. Whoever it was took the picture of you with the signs.
That's fine.
So I mean, that's what's got to happen. More people
Yeah.
got to take pictures of you.
Yeah. Actually, this year was a record for us. We went to 3 football games this year. We've never done that. And
I mean, I've been to 18 this year. I tell you, I'll be honest. I probably went to as many games this year, including the preseason, as I have in the last. I mean, it was before I started to do this like this. I mean, I would go to one a year. So, like,
Right,
I did
right.
20 years of one game.
Yeah.
And then I just did 20 counting preseason. It's a lot of games. It's a lot
I
of
think
games.
we're talking about going to 3 again next year. We're going to be, because Seattle has a game. That's my old hometown. Of course, Giants home game and the Dallas game for sure.
There you go.
So
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think with everything coming up in the draft and the continuation of the playoffs. Good luck to all those teams, by the way.
All right, real quick. We're not going to talk about it much because we only got 5 minutes, and I figured we were all going to just commiserate on the fact that none of us are in the playoffs anymore.
That's right.
So, game number 1, you're just going to pick out who you win or whether you'd go over under. Cincinnati Bengals Titans. Titans are at -3.5, and the over under is 47.
I'm going to take the Titan. I'm going to take Cincy. I'm going to go with the dark horse. And it's going to have to be. It's going to. Oh, God. I'm going to take the under only because I know Tennessee is going to run Derrick Henry. So I'm going to take the under because it's going to slow the clock down.
Tribbleu?
Well, it's difficult for me because I can support my Houday Sean or Chili Pepper, but I think with the running back coming back, I'm going to take Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee as well.
Joe Burrows wins this game outright. I think I take the Bengals and I go over, but it's only going to be like 48 over. It's going to be like a 27-21 game.
There you go.
So, all right, next game, 49ers versus the Packers on a Saturday night.
Packers.
Yeah,
6
Packers.
points is there, 6-point favorite, and over under at 47.
I can see
Under.
being over. I can see the
Under.
Yeah. I think under.
Only because Rodgers. I mean, he's going to throw the ball a lot. So
And I'm saying the same. Like I feel like I'm weird because I'm with Sneaky. You guys are together and then we're together. You're like,
It's
yeah,
cold.
it is going to be cold, but I think they score a lot of points actually.
There you go.
So, and the next day we have the Rams and the Buccaneers starting at 3:00. Buccaneers 3-point favorite, 48.5.
I'm going to say Bucks, and I'm going to go over because that's going to be like a 32-28 kind of score.
Yeah. I
So
think
yeah, Bucks over.
Bucks over.
Bucks over.
Rams over.
Okay.
I think the Rams defensive line is going to take apart and actually
Agreed.
a gap rush Brady, and that's how they win.
Well, didn't they sack him like 4 times? You guys got him 4
We
times?
sacked them 4 times,
third
and that's
downs,
because their
too.
offensive line is hurt. So
The offensive line's beat up, so yep.
and the last game, which is probably really the conference championship that's happening a week early.
Right.
The Bills over the Chiefs, or the Bills are the Chiefs, 54.5. And Chiefs are a
54?
2-point favorite.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. Can I do a push? Because I believe it's gonna be. It'll probably hit that.
54.5.
Well,
I've never heard of half point.
I'm saying.
anything.
Well, I'm saying like.
Depending on, yeah, well,
I'll say under because of the half, but I could see 54 points in that game.
depending on the weather, I'm gonna take the Bills.
Oh.
I'm gonna say under.
I'm gonna say Chiefs and under.
So I'll do it this way. If it's over, it's Chiefs. If it's under, it's the Bills.
Mm.
And I
There you
think that's really the best way to explain that. If the Chiefs go points for points with them,
Yeah,
the Chiefs win the game. So, anyways, we appreciate you all coming on with us for another week of the NFC East Show. We are going to continue to go on all the way through the Super Bowl and talk about what's happening around us. We'll start telling some stories of old and kind of tell you how we became the super fan that we are.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're all going to dedicate each one of the weeks to us from here on out. But in the meantime, check us out again tomorrow on Roku, and we will see you guys next week. And as always,
Go Washington.
Birds!
Let's go Giants.
How about them Cowboys?
Ow!
2 more weeks of the football team.
Soon to be changed. Have a good night, guys.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I can't wait. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
me too.